Edmonton International Raceway. Clinton Jeffrey. I'll soon be joined by Adam Ross in just a moment. Adam's down doing trackside introductions right now. We are just past the halfway point. Saskatoon was the official halfway point of the season here with the NASCAR Canada Series. We are getting set to roll into the second race on the Western Swing here. Saskatoon was last Saturday. We find ourselves here at Edmonton International Raceway. Fantastic crowd on the grounds here tonight. They've really come out. Autograph session just ended, and there's a good look. Fantastic crowd. Loretta and all the staff here. Ron got to be super happy with how the crowd filled in today for them. We have a good field of cars here tonight. A little bit light on numbers, but the cars we do have with some of the best we've got on tour. And as we talk, just getting down through Adams about outside pole right now. And we'll follow some of the images here as we get set to roll. Then we'll get into opening ceremonies and the anthem still to come here. But it's great to be out in Edmonton. Everybody treats us really good out here, and it's a pleasure to be here. Right now, they're working down through the contingency awards from the most previous race. See Marc-Antoine Cameron there receiving his $500 as the halfway leader from Pinty's in the last race. A lot of contingents here from NAPA Canada as well, and they've done a great job. And Mark will continue to pick up the contingency awards the last couple of races. He's been the guy who has been taking home all the bonus money, and you'll see the check dance continues on there as he will pick up the Aviram Fastest Lap Award along with the Pinty's award, and also they have the Fresh Stone Halftime Leader Award as well. So Marc-Antoine Cameron's had some great races in the past couple of races. Really strong here at Edmonton. He will go for 3 straight here tonight in the NAPA 300. Once again, if you're joining us, we're in Edmonton International Raceway. And it turned out to be a nice day. It was cool here throughout most of the morning into the afternoon. Sun has broken out here around 4 o'clock, and we're looking for a fantastic evening here as we get set to go. Taking a look there at the VIP tower / spotter stand, the container building. There's something cool they've got here right off of turn 1 and 3, and we're right here in the booth there. Well, that's Dave Bradley. Wave, Dave, to the crowd. That was us standing in the booth there. So we're over at the side of there. That'll be our calling position for tonight from turn 1 and 2 here at EIR. Kevin Lacroix gets announced to the NAPA crowd, and a chorus, a mixed bag of cheers and jeers for Lacroix. He's got to be looking for a great finish here tonight with all of the sponsors he's got here. Here he is picking up his E3 Spark Plugs Pole Award, $500 for being the fastest qualifier here this afternoon. The final driver getting over there. He'll walk over and have a quick word with Adam Ross, and we'll get ready to go into the rest of opening ceremonies. We've had some great battles here the past few races between Lacroix, Cameron, and Ranger. So we'll see which one of those three can put it up to the front. Or will it be somebody else? DJ Kenton's had some good history here as well. And there's a whole host of drivers that could possibly have here. I think Danny Chisholm from Nova Scotia shocked a lot of people here today with his qualifying run. And also another good runner was Jamie Krizik here from the West Coast, who's kind of carrying the boat for all of the West Coast teams here tonight. So we are almost ready to go with our anthems. And look at this fantastic crowd here tonight, looking really good as we get ready to fire up here. And it has been busy here all day. Adam Downs speaking with the in-house track announcers as they will welcome all the fans here to Edmonton International Raceway. We've got the Canadian flag there ready to go, and the anthem singers are just about ready to turn this one on for us. We expect to be racing in about 10 minutes time. So they're getting all the drivers back into their positions now. They'll take about 5, 6, maybe even upwards of 7 minutes to get all the creature comforts and drivers where they need to be. All the drivers with their cool suits on tonight, trying to work through and battle the heat. It's not too bad here tonight. Way cooler than it was last week at Saskatoon, where we pretty much all just melted throughout the day. It was a tough day in Saskatoon, but great crowd here tonight, and excited to have them all here ready to go. We'll send it down now trackside as we get ready for the opening ceremonies here and the anthems. So hang tight, we'll be right back at you live here on this microphone in just a moment.
Your hats as we welcome the chaplain for the NASCAR Canada Series from Motor Racing Outreach, Tom Kipp, to give tonight's invocation.
Good evening. Let's pray. Our Heavenly Father, we pause to acknowledge your presence here with us tonight and your goodness to us all. We're also thinking of the many people affected by these terrible fires here in Western Canada. God, we pray your comfort and your peace for anyone who is experiencing great loss today. And we pray your protection and guidance for all of the brave men and women, your first responders and our firefighters fighting back these flames. Protect them, please. And as these cars are ready to hit the track, God, we pray a blessing over each and every driver tonight. Please keep them all safe. Give us a great race and a safe race. Be with our officials, all of the crew members, and be with our great many fans here tonight as well, that we may enjoy another phenomenal night of racing here at Edmonton International Raceway once again. We pray all that in Jesus' name. Amen.
We have
true north, strong and free, from far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Et à valeur de nos voyés, nos bois. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Great job at anthems, and we get set to go here. Won't be only a couple more moments until we're ready to go. Teams will work on the final cleanup and get ready to roll off here for 300 laps here at Edmonton International Raceway.
drivers have the opportunity to climb into their stock cars, get buckled in, safety restraints on, water bottles set up, two-way communications. If you direct your attention to turn number 1, there's a stack of sea cans, hospitality area, but on the roof along the railing, every driver has a spotter. Every spotter has a radio. Give those guys a wave. That is a hard-working bunch there, folks. Give them a round of applause. They're waving back to you. Well done, fellas. Normally we don't talk to them. They're a little bit of an unruly bunch. That's why we put them so far away. But
Look at Marc-Antoine Cameron as he gets set to go in the Paillet Chevrolet machine here. He has been a force 2 in a row here the past 2 seasons. Going to try and pick up 3 in a row in that 96 car. He has been super quick. Will qualify second. And he'll roll from outside pole. There's your pole sitter, Kevin Lacroix, who will roll. Kevin Lacroix, good look inside the helmet there as he puts on his fireproof balaclava and will get ready to go. LP Dumoulin getting prepared here. LP is another guy who really liked the Western swing the past few seasons. Has had some trouble. Hasn't been quite where he wanted to be in 2024, but the multi-time champ can definitely figure this one out. As we get a good look at the grid starting to get ready. Danny Chisholm, a long way from home here from Nova Scotia, coming down here, getting in this car. Had some great qualifying laps in today. Man, that's a good looking steel helmet he's got there. Danny Chisholm looking to turn some heads here in this series. Started out the year at CTMP. We'll try and make a run here from the oval. We'll take a look at the starting lineup once we get rolling here in a couple. We'll wait for them to roll off a bit. And let's go take a look at our last race at Saskatoon, Sutherland Automotive Speedway. Let's take a look at some highlights from Saskatoon last Saturday. NASCAR Canada Series, the veteran. And this is a cool little bull ring too. Some great images from Saskatoon. Lacroix, Cameron, Hathaway, all there having a battle. It was Jason Hathaway's 150th start last Saturday at Saskatoon. And man, the Fuel Media crew give you some great onboard views here. I believe that was Chantel Kalika into the side of the Steyr Zero. Some great onboard here as we watch this one. And as it got down to the end, it was Ranger stock in that 96, and they had a great battle there. But at the end, when we got to the final rundown, it was Lacroix leading, and Cameron pretty much just ran him down there with about 15 to go and stole the win away. And a common sight here over the past couple of seasons is that Paille Chevrolet number 96 in victory lane. And Marc-Antoine Cameron won the race ahead of Andrew Ranger and Lacroix. So I should say Lacroix, then Ranger, inside the top three. Field all parked down here Le Mans style as we get set to roll them off once more. So we see the pace car is ready to fire up. Most of the teams have cleared away. We have one attendant at each car. They'll clear them away and then we'll be ready to go. They have locked down the track, closed off the stands. The only one we got to get is the stairs in the front stretch, and we should be ready to go as they close up the stairs here close to us. That means we're locking down the track and getting ready to roll. Once again, 300 laps here. We'll test these drivers and their patience. It's a long race here tonight. A lot of things can happen. Maybe mojo out there, but this is the last oval track race for almost a month for these guys, for a few weeks. So they could be ready to tear the fenders off these cars, unlike they would have been last week, knowing they had to come here, and none of them, other than Krizik, would have been anywhere near their home base and shop. So most of the teams were just trying to survive this one to work on through. Looking at our standings coming into tonight, 5th place is Jason Hathaway, 223 points. 6 ahead of him is LP Dumoulin at 229. 238 sits Kevin Lacroix in position number 3. Andrew Ranger with 248 in position 2. And get this, a 1-point difference between first and second. Marc-Antoine Cameron has 249 to the 248 of Ranger, and 10 back is Lacroix. This is still through the dog months of August here and work into the back end of the season, but this for grabs, and anybody has a shot to get it inside the top 5. You know, a lot of veterans there over the years, and I want to ask Dave Bradley, have any of those guys not been champion yet? Kevin Lacroix is the one driver in the top 4 who has not been champ yet. It's hard to believe that with the seasons and the runs he's had in that 74 car that he wasn't able to put it together to stand at the top step and hold up that big NASCAR Canada Series trophy, but definitely been in the running ever since he came to the series. One of the hardest charging guys we've got out here. I got to wonder how that's going to play into him tonight as he tries to stay calm for 300 laps. Well, here we go.
Welcome our Grand Marshal from NAPA in Edmonton, Scott Jenko. Drivers, start your engine!
And the crowd goes wild as we fire this one up. Everybody's asking where Adam Ross is. He's on his way up here to join me. Had to do his trackside duties. But he will join us here in the booth momentarily. And we've got a heck of a spot to watch this race from as we get a great view down the front stretch. Drivers trying to grab a gear, make sure the clutch and transmission are going to work when it's time to roll off. We get a good look right in the window at Andrew Ranger, who has kind of turned his season around over last year. Had some tough luck, but man, he's had some good runs, been fast, and picked up wins already. And this seems like the kind of track that suits Ranger's style. We'll see what can happen here as we get deep into this one. We still have a long way to go. 300 laps here in the NAPA 300. Live from Edmonton International Raceway in Wetaskiwin, Alberta. Just, I want to say probably 30 minutes south of Edmonton. Are you ready at home, I guess, is the question as they get everybody riled up. Let's give you your starting lineup for tonight's race. Starting on the pole, number 74, Kevin Lacroix in the quick strut Napa Racing Dodge. Outside him, the 96, Marc-Antoine Cameron will be the GM Pie Chevrolet Canada 96. LP Dumoulin, former champion, will roll off position number 3 in the WeatherTech Dodge number 47. Jamie Krizik in the 46. Avengers, Burmar Rewind. Duroc Chevrolet, Danny Chisholm, the Janiking Canada Fast Eddie Sportswear Chevrolet will roll off in position number 5. Thomas Naveau will roll off in 6th in the car number 24, Home Hardware Richelieu Ford. 7th will be DJ Kennington in the Castrol Dodge Brimstone Gaines CIM Metals Dodge. Donald Teege in the Group Teege Vulcane Chevrolet number 80 will roll off in 8th position. Andrew Ranger, long way back in the GM Pie Chevrolet Canada number 27. 10th place will be the Asa Abloy Leland Industries Chevrolet number 3 of Jason Hathaway. In the GSR, Oshewegan Speedway Chantarelli Promotion Chevrolet number 0 will be Glenn Stiers from Oshewegan, Ontario. And rounding out the field here today, the 84, the Fire Captain from Oakville, the Big Chief Snacks E3 O'Neill Electric Duma Dodge of Larry Jackson. It is. Welcome to the booth, Adam. How you doing? You had to work a lot harder than I have, but
I always work a lot. No, you're always running around doing things.
You talk harder than I do.
A little bit.
I had your sweater on earlier. It's quite a look. Me took 2 of me to get in your sweater, but
who else was in it with you?
Come on, we're not on our own stuff. We got to behave here today. Welcome everybody watching on Flow and TSN Plus. Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross in the booth here. I want to welcome all the viewers around Canada. We know they're there because we've been getting messages throughout the day talking about this event as we get set to go. Adam, we've been touching on all the stuff. We've talked about Cameron running down Lacroix at the end of the last race. We've talked about Cameron for 3 in a row here today. Talked about LP Dumoulin's had good history here in the past, but not in recent years, but still loves the Western swing. Talked about being past halfway. We also talked about last oval race for a long time for these guys. Are we going to get it going as we take it off?
Let's talk about going green in the NAPA 300. Kevin Lacroix with a great launch out in front. LP Dumoulin to the 2nd spot. Marc-Antoine Cameron does a great job to get down in 3rd. He was worried about this start, Clint.
Now, what does Jamie Krizik know about the outside lane here? The hometowner, the first car up on the outside, that 46 trying to hold down the Chisholm 8. Two newcomers to the series who may not know how each other race each other.
I'll tell you what he knows. He knows he doesn't want to be there.
That's true.
But everyone's minding their manners right now, having a good battle. Danny Chisholm leaned on him a little bit there on the exit of the corner, but that's short track racing, and that's the kind of track we're on.
So if Krizik doesn't get back in line, he runs the danger of being railroaded all the way back outside the top 10.
So his spotter right now can't even tell him there's a hole because there's not a big, the hole is too far back for him to plan. But what I like about what he's doing, Clinton, he's not trying to get back in line. He understands he's stuck on the outside right now. That is life. Just do what you can, race out there, don't abuse the car. When the opportunity comes, and it just did, he will get back in line. Great job by Jamie Krizik.
Drops back to the bottom and doesn't find any trouble. Kevin Lacroix continues to lead. We watch the battle between Danny Chisholm and DJ Kennington here.
Danny Chisholm closing the door on a KG veteran. DJ Kennington had enough.
As Chisholm will now get shuffled to the high side, and the Ranger 27 going to try and pin him up to the top.
Andrew Ranger's race wins this year have come when he didn't qualify all that well, so the fact that he's deep in the top 10, not a problem for the driver from Roxton Pond. He knows he can get to the front. And now, Danny Chisholm's the driver in trouble, but he's going to get in just ahead of Donald Teach.
Everybody single files out here as we close in on lap number 10. Lacroix with a 5-car length margin out front of the LP Dumoulin 47, who just got a kiss in the back from the Cameron 96 as they got into turn number 3. Still a lot of edging and grinding going on there as Teach trying to hold that Danny Chisholm car up on the outside.
Danny Chisholm gets passed by Donald Teach, now by his teammate Jason Hathaway in the 3. So he's back in the 8th spot right now. Thomas Neveu right there as well. He's not going to send out any welcome cards to get back to the bottom. Thomas Neveu makes a move to the inside.
He'll block that inside lane and not let that 8 of Chisholm get back down. Now he will fall back in line as we watch the battle for second. It is LP Dumoulin holding the position with Cameron knocking on that back door every time into 3 for the last 4 laps.
You know, Clinton, last week in Saskatoon, the midway break was a big deal because all of the drivers made adjustments. Some of them made their cars better, some of them made their cars worse. Andrew Ranger had a great run going. They didn't make enough of an adjustment, and it hurt him in the second half.
Yeah, Cameron seemed to have the adjustments he needed at the end, and Lacroix did almost what he's doing here. Led the last portion of that, but the 96 of Cameron was really on the move here. Can't seem to get around. The 47 LP's teasing him by being a half lane up.
Well, Cameron is notorious on the oval tracks for running below the yellow line. He'll run right down on the apron of the tracks. I don't know what Robin McCluskey does to his race car, but it works on the extreme bottom.
Yeah, we saw that last week in Saskatoon too. He could really paint that inside line. The other one who's down there was that Andrew Ranger 27, not that lap, but the previous lap. He had both left tires down low, and
sorry, big contact. Cameron just took the left rear quarter panel off the 47.
Oh, boy, did he ever. Huge damage there to the left rear quarter. And Cameron's got to be careful because he'll punch his rat in faster than he'll tear someone's butt off.
And LP Dumoulin is smoking, so he's got a tire rub, and he's got to worry about LP taking retribution because that was an ugly move this early in the race.
Definitely he would take umbrage with that move on lap 20 when we have so much more still to go here. And you got to wonder, is that going to be a problem for LP on the left rear, or will it clear up?
My concern is that it's not fiberglass. My concern is it's whatever that sheet metal is that would be kind of behind the fuel cell.
Yeah, it looks like it's dropped down here right at him. I'm not sure we get a good view of the back of the car, but he does have almost a sheet pan hanging down off the back end. And let's see if Cameron tries to fix what he caused here. but I don't see a ton of smoke. Yeah, it is still there.
It's still there.
Yep.
And Cameron right now is on his best behavior because I don't know what LP might do if the 96 gets beside him, because he will be seeing red.
Well, especially when he had a second place run going, still does. But Cameron trying to nose up on the inside of the WeatherTech Omnifab Dodge.
And I think Cameron knows he has used up any favor he might have had. He is not pushing the issue.
And you notice they're all starting to bunch up behind him. That's giving new life to DJ Kennington and Andrew Ranger's cars as they are double file behind. And yeah, Cameron just looks content to roll in third. You've kicked the dog, let's not get bitten.
DJ Kennington heading up the racetrack a little bit. Andrew Ranger looking to the inside. Kennington will close the door on the 27 of Ranger. So LP Dumoulin is definitely holding up that train a little bit. Here comes Cameron to the inside. LP holding him down as tight as he can.
He got a nose in there. They did make contact. Now Cameron
now watch
will go by.
this.
Here we go. Gloves are off. Ding, ding. School is in session, or will it be? Now, if Cameron is just that much faster, he's going to drive away.
He will be, but LP's still in position. So LP just did DJ Kennington a little bit dirty there coming down the racetrack. But he wants to be sure if a yellow comes out, he's going to be starting third to Cameron second.
Good point, good point. Kennington now pushing on the back end of those cars as we watch them come back down the front. Third, fourth, fifth, and sixth here on the screen in the form of LP Dumoulin, and the smoke continues to billow out of the left rear.
LP about a half car length ahead of the 17, DJ Kennington. So his pace is good right now. Kennington has struggled this season. He'll have a fast race car, but it's not fast for long.
Everybody's still in a good pack of cars there, but Lacroix is way out front, a full straightaway ahead in clean air, and he hasn't been having to do that wrestling around with his competitors, just rolling away on his own.
Andrew Ranger to the inside of DJ Kennington. He is pedaling that car for all he's worth. All sorts of loose last time through turn two, but Ranger with the advantage at the line into turn one.
Kennington on the back door looking for a way around the Paillet 27. Looks a little bit up to the outside into turn number 3. Lacroix works on the Larry Jackson 84 and will put him down one lap.
Larry Jackson did the gentlemanly thing, got out of the way.
LP Dumoulin still focused on that left rear with it all bunched up. Smoke still seeping out of the back with Ranger now on the back quarter, seeing if he could do some more damage to that left rear as he pushes on it again.
And Ranger was pretty delicate there with that move that he made on Dumoulin. Now Dumoulin again closes the door on DJ Kennington. I don't know this for a fact, but DJ Kennington, I've got to think, is a 3-strike rule person. LP has closed the door abruptly twice. I don't know that he gets a third opportunity.
DJ sniffing up the exhaust fumes there. The WeatherTech Dodge once again. The Castrol machine. Got a lot of partners out in this part of the country trying to have a good run for DJ. Been spending some time with his son and brought him out on the tour, so good to see them having some bonding time. DJ looking fun. Oh, not fun as Teach knocks on the back door of the Castrol Dodge.
I think Kennington was trying to get a run. He tried to open up the corner entry so he could drive underneath LP coming off, but Donald Teach had a good enough run that he filled that gap.
Tight battling there as Kennington still working, and he was way loose through 1 and 2. All back sliding around, still looking for a way around the LP Dumoulin 47. Now you got Chisholm and Krizik getting together just behind them.
A little bit of contact.
Chisholm up on the inside, got the Krizik 46, loose off the 2. Now they're going back to 1 they go. We'll see how that battle. Lots of room between them this lap.
Thomas Neveu has lost touch with those lead lap cars. We've got a great 6-car train from 4th back to 9th.
Chisholm and Krizik battling. We move back to the Tige-Kennington battle, and Tige has gotten underneath the Castrol 17 of DJ Kennington. And now what can he do with the LP Dumoulin 47, as Tige will be the next one to put pressure on that left corner.
Well, they've got to all be closing in on Dumoulin thinking, what the hell do I hit? It's like trying to hit a marshmallow, like all the pieces just...
And Tige trying to scrub them off there as they get together into 3, and LP's got to be wondering, what did I do to these guys? I'm a nice guy. Now Kennington into the backside, and will shove that Dodge up a little bit more.
Poor DJ Kennington just struggling with the 47 of Dumoulin, and every time he tries to make a move, it's costing him a spot.
Young Danny Chisholm sticks the nose to that Janet King number 8 up on the inside of the Castrol Dodge. On the back chute they go, and good run for Danny Chisholm here as he tries to pin DJ back.
Chisholm with a great run on LP Dumoulin as well. He'll drive it deep into turn number 1, right on that left rear corner of the 47. Gets a little bit loose, putting the power down, but still a good enough run to dive it deep into turn 3.
1/6 through this race, 50 laps, now 51 on the board. 2:49 still to go. Lacroix has caught the back end of the Thomas Neveu 24. But we still watch that battle as Danny Chisholm works on the LP Dumoulin 47 once again.
Jamie Krizik up alongside LP Dumoulin. They make significant contact off of turn number 4. Again in turn 2, they race down the back straightaway. Side by side through 3 and 4.
Now Dumoulin leading on Krizik, and Krizik leading back on the 47 a little bit. Solid battle out there. And now Dumoulin getting angry, shoving him up a little bit.
Well, and he's not going to like it when he looks in his rearview mirror and realizes it's race leader Kevin Lacroix. Next behind him on the racetrack, Lacroix with a full straightaway lead over Marc-Antoine Cameron. Andrew Ranger in the 27 is closing the gap on Cameron in the 2nd spot.
And Lacroix is closing up the distance between himself and that LP Dumoulin 47. Of Kennington knocking on that left rear quarter once more, the 17. That's Hathaway, my apologies. And the 2 veterans will go at it.
And they're right behind Glenn Stiers in the 0, so DJ Kennington gonna run out of room there. He's got to drop anchor and tuck in behind Jason Hathaway. The race leader is coming. Kevin Lacroix is hot on their heels.
No, Stiers got slow there right in front of the leader, but got it back in gear. And Lacroix now trying to find his way under the 0 car, and that gives a bunch of these guys a little bit more breathing room as LP can run it high for a few more at least.
You know, that's one challenge, Clint, with being a little bit lighter on cars. Less car means less cautions usually. There's always exceptions, but the yellow flag that LP needs is going to be hard to find. Danny Chisholm with another pass gets to the inside of Donald Tige. So move the 8 car up to the 4th spot.
Yeah, solid run for him right now. Top 3 have kind of really stretched out. You got Lacroix full straightaway, almost a half track out front of Cameron. He's got 4 lengths back to the 27, and then another straightaway back to Chisholm. And then you got Tige right behind him.
LP Dumoulin goes a lap down in that 47, just ahead of the race leaders, Jamie Krizik. He's trying to get to the inside of DJ Kennington. He'll do number 1. It is tough to hold somebody off from the outside here. Jamie Krizik got that preferred groove. He's been a full lap, hasn't made the pass just yet.
Glenn Stiers slow on the pit road now. Almost like it's out of power there. Super slow down pit road.
Either out of power or out of brakes. Oh, coming in for a chassis adjustment.
It must be that bad that they're going to bring him in under green. And a whole bunch of work going on that right rear quarter. Whole bunch of turns coming out of the 0 car, and Glenn will be sent back on to the speedway.
Jamie Krizik still trying to make that pass. A DJ Kennington right behind them is Kevin Lacroix, the 74, our race leader.
Watching the battle between Krizik and Kennington. That's the battle for 7th. Krizik has it. Kennington trying to roll around on the outside.
Now one plan to stay on the lead lap could be, let's race side by side in front of the leader.
just block for 200.
Crazy to go too wide.
As the leader is closing in on that battle, you see the NAPA car come rolling into the picture, and those 3 right in front of do not want to see that orange and blue machine of Kevin Lacroix.
Andrew Ranger caught and passed Marc-Antoine Cameron. I don't know what I was looking at.
Yeah, they were 4 car lengths apart 5 laps ago as we were talking about it. Now Lacroix gets Kennington down a lap. He's now looking at the back end of the Hathaway number 3. That car is rolling the paint really good down along the inside of these turns.
Jason Hathaway runs in the 7th spot right now, so Kevin Lacroix is picking him up and laying him down, and we are just a quarter of the way through this race, so it is a long way to the halfway break.
Lacroix getting some insurance by parking all these cars 1 lap down. He would get around Hathaway and clear the 3 car. Continues to work his way towards the front.
Jamie Krizik just in front of the race leader is still on the lead lap. He'll drive to the inside of Larry Jackson, a lap down car. Kevin Lacroix going to follow right in the tire tracks of the 46 of Krizik.
Lacroix got Jackson pinched up on the outside. Larry will do the gentleman thing and let the leader get through clear. Now he's got a clear shot at Krizik as he points the NAPA machine right up the inside and will take that spot. Lapped up to 6th place so far.
Unbelievable run by Kevin Lacroix. A little further back, Marc-Antoine Cameron is closing in on LP Dumoulin to put him a lap down. How hard is LP Dumoulin going to make life for Cameron?
Well, it might be the yellow you said was going to be hard to come by. We have an awesome vantage point. We're right in the action, open air here, so it may be a little different than you're used to our calls here as we're out in the elements, but this is the way I like it.
Dumoulin's car looks extremely loose under throttle.
Oh boy, Cameron is there, pointing nose down the inside.
And Dumoulin's got him right down on the flat of the racetrack. He tucks back in line behind the 96. That's all there is to that story.
Can't do much about it. Dumoulin has to watch the Cayenne Chevrolet drive on out of his front window. Lacroix has put some distance between Krizik and himself. Now points up to the 5th spot, which is Donald Teach. Full back straightaway advantage now for Teach over the 74, the leader. See how quickly Lacroix can make up the ground.
And Clint, NAPA has 500 guests here at the races tonight. We can't say enough about how big this crowd is.
Yes, we were talking about it earlier. They have really come out to support Edmonton International Raceway tonight for this series.
You want to see how big a deal motorsports is in some parts of the country. We had the deputy mayor of Wetaskiwin here. We had the MLA of the region. We also had the member of parliament. Area here this summer. They all want to be a part of it. It is really cool to see this take place.
Always good when the community and the government and the politicians get involved. They understand that we are all here tonight because of this tourism-based event, and NASCAR is good for the town. 88 laps in of this 300-lap war. 212 still to go. 211 now as Lacroix puts another one up as we look at the speed shot down the front straightaway.
Donald Teach makes the pass of LP Dumoulin in the 47, so now he's got a little bit of a cushion between himself and the race leader, Kevin Lacroix. When we have our mid-race break at around lap 150, somebody will get a free pass and get back on the lead lap. So if you get lapped or you're the first car a lap down, you're not in a bad position. But Donald Teach still needs to start pedaling that 80 machine just a little bit faster.
Lacroix working on the back end of the LP Dumoulin 47 once again. That is not for position. That is a second lap down for the 47. But that will give him a clear sight line to the Teach 80. And he's got that down to 3/4 of a straightaway advantage now.
I wonder if LP has a slow leak in that left rear. Yeah, he's got a problem.
As you say that, it goes full flat and is flopping around on the rim. Will that be enough for a yellow? Does not appear yet, and he is not going to get the yellow he desperately needs, and they stay under green at him.
And that car is just fishtailing around on the inside. Is he going to bring it down pit lane? Yes, he is. LP Dumoulin has to be fuming inside that race car.
Well, upset earlier, but as you said, probably very aggravated now. Qualified second here tonight and needed a good run to rebound his season. And they're just dropping like a stone now.
Yeah, many laps down to the race leader.
And he came in inside the top 5 in points. This is not going to help his championship chances.
No, it's not, but he also came in with a fast race car. He qualified in the 3rd spot. A lot of optimism before the race.
Car is down and back on its own power, rolling back to the speedway surface. And you see him there just entering right in front of the 74 of Lacroix. Closing in on 200, 1/3 the way through this NAPA 300 at Edmonton International Raceway with the NASCAR Canada Series. I want to welcome everybody watching us here live on Flow Racing and TSN Plus. Clint Jeffrey and Adam Ross in the booth, bringing you the stream action here tonight.
Side by side go Jason Hathaway in the 3 and the 17 of DJ Kennington. We've just passed the century mark in this race. 102 laps complete this time as Kevin Lacroix crosses the start-finish line.
How many times do you think these guys we're watching have battled door-to-door? Hathaway, Kennington, the 2 Iron Man of this series, have spent probably years of their life beside each other out here on the speedways around Canada.
You're absolutely right as Danny Chisholm picks up the 3rd spot from Marc-Antoine Camerand.
Look, that is no small story to have this kid come out of the middle of nowhere, Nova Scotia, and run the way he's run. In a rented car, you know, that's not easy either, trying to blend with other people and their agendas and how they prep themselves to jump in that car and run as good as he had. No matter how it ends up for the 8, Chisholm's got to be happy.
You know what I've got to think though, Clint? He's run Legends cars up and down the eastern, well, all over North America. This has to remind him of a lot of legend car type racetracks. It is tight, you're always turning, always working inside the car.
Lacroix has now put Teach down a lap. That means only 4 cars remain on the lead lap, and those 4 are Lacroix, Ranger, Chisholm, and Camerand.
Pretty amazing to see what this driver from Saint-Eustache, Quebec has been able to do here tonight in that NAPA 74.
Has been picture perfect for 108, still has 190 and a bunch to go. A long way, a lot of things can still go wrong in these races. So far, still been green for the entire get-go.
Race leader Kevin Lacroix, half a straightaway behind Marc-Antoine Camerand. 40 laps to go to the midway break in this one.
You know, a lot of adjustments are going to have to come. You got to wonder if you're Lacroix, do you touch anything? Do you know it's going away? Do you know where it's going to be? It's so easy to dive yourself out of this one.
Kevin Lacroix just bobbled in turns 1 and 2. That car jumped right out from under him. Donald Teege is closing back in on our race leader.
So maybe that answers my question. We may need some adjustments after 150.
Is it possible Kevin Lacroix set out too quickly? I mean, it's hard to knock someone who's lapped everybody up to the 4th spot.
I mean, that's not a bad strategy with a short field like this. So you put as many people behind you, you know, then you're only really in a dogfight with 4 cars right now, not the whole field still.
Oh, 100% true, but I'm just fascinated by Donald Teege and that 80 machine closing the gap back in on our race leader, Kevin Lacroix. Marc-Antoine Cameron is not going to make life easy for the 74. In fact, if I'm Cameron, I'll drop half a second a lap to run the inside. You are not going to pass me on the inside.
Make them go to the top. We'll watch what they do as Lacroix and Cameron, 2 hard-charging Quebecers going at it here, have been, along with Ranger, the class of the field, I would say, in 2024. Surprise Lacroix, we were talking before you got here, has never won this championship, but been in it every year he's been here. And now, let's see, does Cameron drop the anchor, like you said, and hold him off?
Watch his line down the front straightaway. He is checked right up, jumps on the throttle right back to the bottom. He checks up right here, the second half of the corner, to make sure he keeps the car down, then jumps on the gas.
And Mike Charret, the starter, furiously waving the move over flag to Cameron, and he's like, oh, and he steps up. I don't think he let him go because Teege is now going to battle for position. That was a mistake by Cameron.
That is a huge pass by Donald Teege to take over the 4th spot and be in the free pass position.
Especially as we lap in with 30 till we get to the halfway break. I mean, 3rd place is not that far ahead of the leader. A back straightaway is all he sits out front.
And like you said, how impressive is it for Danny Chisholm? Very limited seat time in one of these cars. At CTMP, something broke in the car. At Riverside, he crashed hard, no fault of his own. So really, this is the best run we've seen him have and the longest time behind the wheel.
Now, Adam, you've been the announcer here for this series since its inception with NASCAR and beyond. Let's talk about this one. Has anybody ever lapped the entire field? We go back to the Tagliani race at Sunset. Did he complete that?
He did not lap everybody in the field, but I think he lapped up to 3rd place. Andrew Ranger lapped everybody up to 2nd place at Riverside one year. Jeff Lapsevich was the only driver to stay on the lead lap.
So, if the adjustments go right for the NAPA machine of Lacroix, it is possible we could see a new NASCAR record here tonight. He's definitely been setting the pace to make that happen.
It's always exciting to see something new for the record books.
But let's not forget, once we go to the halfway break, restack them, he's got to go all the way around and through everybody to get back to that 2nd place drive.
And you're making the assumption we wouldn't have a yellow flag, because it has to go caution-free for that to happen.
As it has so far, we are green and clean through 127. Over 170 still to go here in the NAPA 300 live from Edmonton International Raceway. We're in Wetaskiwin, Alberta, which is about 30 minutes south of Edmonton.
Kevin Lacroix has put Jason Hathaway another lap down. Donald Teege right behind Hathaway. So we've got lead lap car down car in the top 5.
Teege and Hathaway close there through 1 and 2, leaning on each other down the back straightaway.
There is no love lost between these 2 drivers. Donald Teege still not happy that he got put in the wall at Riverside Speedway in Antigonish. Jason Hathaway not happy that Donald Teege just rubbed him up in turn 2.
Watch that battle as it settles down a little bit. Some breathing room between the front and rear bumpers of the 2 combatants. Kevin Lacroix continues to lead. Lap 132, 167 to go when he crosses the line this time by.
And Lacroix has roughly a half-track lead over Andrew Ranger in the 27. He's halfway down the backstretch at the same time Ranger crosses the start-finish line. Danny Chisholm is in a spot all by himself in that Janny King number 8. He's about a straightaway ahead of the race leader.
Clear track for the 8 car of Chisholm. Lacroix, nobody around to upset his lines either. But Chisholm still holding that position. Looking good in car number 8 as they put it back to the line once again. He runs in position number 3.
He's got to hang on for 15 more laps, and then we'll unpack this race and the running order for you. But Kevin Lacroix is dominated from the drop of the green flag.
The running order, as we see, Lacroix, Ranger, Chisholm, Teague, and Cameron the top 5. Great run for Jamie Krizik, running in position 6. Right now, Kennington, Deveau, Hathaway, Jackson, Dumoulin, and Stiers is the run through.
LP Dumoulin has one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now. He is laps down, but he's making a move on Jason Hathaway in the 3. He has passed a lot of cars since he came back on the track.
Car looking good, 2 left wheels down on the apron as he gets up inside the Asa Abloy number 3 of Hathaway. Will work on making that pass on the inside. Still a long way to work his way back up. And we'll need some free passes.
Interesting to watch these drivers as the race wears on, where they're running on the racetrack. Kevin Lacroix hasn't deviated a whole lot, but he still drives down. Oh, we got a problem. Jason Hathaway in the 3 is off the pace down in turn number 1.
He's slow up in the second groove.
He's got a flat right front tire.
And we'll see if they throw the yellow. Now the veteran move, he is not headed for pit road as long as he can. Gonna try and hang on here. Nolan Teague coming by. I wondered if they got together. And no yellow. NASCAR stingy with the cloth here tonight twice and making them pay.
Hathaway down pit lane to the attention of his crew. Terry Simpson in the bunch down there. They'll have to lift up on that race car.
Work on getting the jack down underneath it so they can get it up to change that right front. And we close in on the halfway point. About 5 to go as the leader will cross the line now.
Watching an exchange between Danny Chisholm and DJ Kennington. Kennington's actually gone to the outside of the racetrack. Chisholm had passed him on the track, and I'm not sure. There was a little bit of contact afterwards. Is Jason Hathaway back on the racing surface?
Just a couple of moments prior to the halfway break here in the NAPA 300. It has been all Kevin Lacroix lapping cars up to position number 4 so far. Only 3 cars remain on the lead lap, and they will get a reprieve here and a chance for a cool down session and an adjustment to try and keep out front of that 74 who's been hunting everybody from the backside tonight.
Lacroix definitely on a charge. 149 laps complete.
Don't see any major battles out there, so we should be able to go yellow fairly quickly as we say that. Ranger points it down the inside of the camera at 96 and will make that pass without issue.
Our Freshstone Midway race leader is Kevin Lacroix in the 74. He has led the entire way. We'll see how soon Mike Charret reaches for that yellow flag as the field has all gone by to take the halfway single.
Yellow should be coming out to the leader next time by, you would think, as long as you mentioned before, no major battles happening to be sorted out. There's the yellow as Lacroix will cross the line at 152. Just past halfway, and the teams will get a quick break to come down and do some work on their cars.
Holy moly, 150 laps of non-stop go. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll chase all the action here at the break in the NAPA 300 from Edmonton International Raceway.
Welcome back live to Edmonton International Raceway. It's the NASCAR Canada Series. Clint Jeffrey and Adam Ross here as we bring you the action live from Wetaskiwin. We're at the halfway break. 153 laps in, 147 to go here. And the teams now will come down. And Adam, what's the procedure for anybody who's new watching us here tonight and doesn't understand what the halfway break means?
It's a cost savings measure that NASCAR uses for all of its touring series outside of the big three series. And it's a controlled pit stop. So these cars have to take on fuel. They can choose to take on tires, but they save them money of not having to bring an active pit crew all the way across the country by having a controlled stop. So they'll all come out in the same order they went in.
And by controlled stop, we're talking competitive stops, where teams would have to bid for the best people to come out and make it work, and it gets expensive that way. From a competitive standpoint, here, as long as you bolt those tires on, you don't got to be quick about it, right?
Right. They still go to work pretty quickly, and there is a protocol to follow. They fuel these race cars, and then they're able to go around them and put tires on. Let's take you through the running order. I said that before I opened timing and scoring. Not very smart. 153 laps complete. Kevin Lacroix is the race leader in the 74. The 27, Andrew Ranger, is second. The 8 of Danny Chisholm is third. The 80 of Donald Teague is fourth.
I used to struggle with dandruff, but now I use Head & Shoulders every wash because the active ingredient in Head & Shoulders fights off the microbes that cause dandruff.
Where do you think you're going?
See? No flakes down here.
Make every wash count.
Those are all the cars on the lead lap. 1 lap down in 5th, it's Marc-Antoine Cameron. Jamie Krizik is 6th in the 46. DJ Kennington is 7th in the 17 as we look at what damaged the 47 of LP Dumoulin earlier in that race. 2 laps down in 8th is Thomas Neveu in the 24. 3 laps down in 9th, Larry Jackson in the 84. 5 laps down in 10th, Jason Hathaway. 6 laps down in 11th, LP Dumoulin. And 8 laps down in 12th, Glenn Stiers.
We see them working here on the Paille Chevrolet of Marc-Antoine Cameron. And a little bit of damage there to the right front, courtesy of the left rear of LP Dumoulin. Truck was playing a highlight package. Was that a bunch of replays we saw? Roll them back for us if you can.
Yeah, we saw the damage to the back of LP Dumoulin's 47 in his battle with the 96 of Marc-Antoine Cameron. The first shove is good, hard, short track racing. The second shove is...
Well, that was about the 5th or 6th shove there when it finally tore up. And there you see Jamie Krizik working on the left rear quarter. And that might have been what took the left rear finally down for LP Dumoulin. And you see them working there on the right front of the Cameron 96. Some bare bond and speed tape on there. And give it a little eyebrow so we'll be able to tell it apart from its similar painted brethren of Andrew Ranger right across the road there as we see them.
You're right. It's like he's winking at us now. So
teams will get it's not really a set time, right? They encourage them to get it done quick, but they'll make sure everybody's got everything properly.
No, they do run a clock. So if you're not done by the time the clock stops.
And you can see pit officials walking down there saying, hey, we're done. And they'll start rolling the cars back into position. Lacroix will be the first one. I wonder how many folks are watching on the East Coast, this 8 car of Danny Chisholm putting on a show out here. Scream real loud at your TV if you're rooting for the Janet King 8 here tonight. Always good, Adam, when you see a rental program come in, do well. I mean, that's going to help the series pick up more cars.
You know, I was talking to Danny before the race, and I said, if you ever, what does this remind you of? He says, I don't know. He says, you're not on the throttle for any length of time.
Yeah, when you look at how short the straightaways are here, you're probably off the gas more through the turns than you're on it going down the straightaways.
And the front stretch is not a straightaway. You are always turning down the front stretch.
A little bit of a personal note for me and you. John Fowler. We started Oshweekend Speedway. Good to see John Fowler from all our Ontario fans at home who are hanging around Oshweekend. John was the first starter at Oshweekend, lives here in Edmonton now. Struggling with some health issues, but happy, smiling. Good to talk to John here tonight. Good to see John Fowler, one of the former Ontario racetrack officials. Worked many tracks over the years. Worked with Oscar for a long time.
Yeah, he did.
Done a lot. And Flamborough, so good to see John here and thriving in Edmonton with the family. Dina Fowler, his wife, was a racer with us in the mini stocks back in the day. So for those watching at home, we got to run into John. It was good to see him here. Cars getting lined up here on the back stretch and into 3 and 4. Adam will get set to roll off here. They'll stop before the start-finish line because we don't want to start counting laps just yet. And we shall see how the second half of this one goes. Will it be all Lacroix? Has Ranger made some adjustments? What about the EHR team with Chisholm behind the wheel? Have they made the moves to move them up a couple spots here, or at the very least maintain a lead lap position?
You know, the battle is still on. We talked about cars 1 lap down. You want to be the front running car a lap down. You want that free pass. There's 4 cars on the lead lap. One of them is not a points racer. And one of them, in fact, kind of a points racer because the 80 Donald Cheech is racing for owner points because Alex Tagliani races the road courses. He races the ovals.
Now, fill me in. I think I know the answer, but I want to be clear. Tej got the lucky dog or the free pass. He will go around to the back end of the field. He's going to have to start the tail end of the lead lap cars or the tail end of the longest line?
Tail end of the field.
Okay,
yep.
Which is where he rides now behind the Zero Stires and the 84 Jacks. So that'll be something to watch, to see Donald Tej work his way around some of these other cars who have just made fresh adjustments as well.
Yeah, he's looking out in front of him right now thinking, I'm glad I'm on the lead lap, but boy, would it be nice to be up there with those top 3.
Yeah, I was way up there not too long ago, and now I'm way back here. But on the scoring chart, still in position number 4, which is a big position.
Kevin Lacroix is going to choose the outside lane.
Yeah, what is that about?
Unless they have a choreographed move where they're protecting Andrew Ranger. So let's see.
That's the only way.
If Ranger lets him go and drop in front, that keeps Danny Chisholm from taking over the 2nd spot.
That's the only logical explanation for what we're witnessing, isn't it?
And Ranger's already given him a car length as we get to the Pinty's restart zone. We're back underway.
Yeah, so that was choreographed, as you said. Lacroix got the good jump. We'll get back down in front. And as we talked about, if you're new to watching, yes, the Paillet cars are led at the same, but it's the 27, the 74, the NAPA machine, and the Paillet 27 that are the actual teammates out front 1-2 right now.
You are correct. As Danny Chisholm got slowed up a little bit by LP Dumoulin. But he was able to make that pass. Marc-Antoine Cameron, 4th spot on the racetrack, 5th spot in the race. The first car 1 lap down is Cameron.
And who is all over his back bumper but the LP Dumoulin 96 with buckets of tape streaming off the back end of that 47 WeatherTech Dodge.
And we'll see shortly if he holds a grudge or not. But LP Dumoulin, I think he might. He just sailed it into turn 1.
He did haul ass into turn 1 that time. Up on the wheel is the former champion of the series, Lacroix, still leading with Ranger, hot on the exhaust pipe.
And Andrew Ranger looking to the inside of Kevin Lacroix. Marc-Antoine Cameron look to the inside of Danny Chisholm as they race off of turn 4.
And Ranger is there. He's all up to the number now. Got the line. Lacroix will succeed, and they will go through. It'll be Ranger. Lacroix now 1-2.
Is it possible this is a bonus point system? If we see Kevin Lacroix drive right back past.
If you're going to play team games, this is probably the easiest one to get away with it.
But no, Andrew Ranger's driving away from that 74.
Ranger going to pick up some laps here, but certainly won't be getting any bonus points for leading the most laps here today. I would think Lacroix's got that one wrapped up.
That's locked up.
Chisholm facing pressure from the 96 of Cameron, who now kicks him in the butt off of turn number 4 to get that Janiking 8 moving up a little bit. Hey, we got fresh tape on it, boys. Let's use it.
Right? And Cameron is right down on the flat of the racetrack here in turns 1 and 2.
Into the back end of the 8 once more. 132 to go. in the NAPA 300 here at Edmonton International Raceway in Wetaskiwin, Alberta. Almost said BC.
Cameron to the inside again, can't quite do it. I thought it was very moving during pre-race when the politicians came on but talked about how their thoughts are with Jasper.
Yeah, a lot of forest fires if you're watching from around North America, not familiar with what's going on in this part of Alberta. A lot of families struggling right now. And we are here celebrating some racing with a lot of folks here from the province of Alberta. Great crowd here tonight.
Danny Chisholm is doing a masterful job of keeping Cameron behind him. It's not even a battle for position. But if you're Danny Chisholm, you like the track position you've got. You don't really want to give too much of that up and wind up in the middle of that hornet's nest.
That was some good driving by Chisholm. He knew he was being overtaken by Cameron, was able to tuck back in front of the 47. A veteran-like move there to not get strung out and railroad it to the back. Still Ranger. Who would have thought Ranger would be running away with the second half of this one? Up to a 6th, 7th car length lead now in front of his teammate Kevin Lacroix. Cameron back there in third spot on the track, but not quite in the running order. It is still the 27, the 74, then the 8 of Danny Chisholm and the 80 of Donald Teach.
Now Donald Teach has passed a few race cars. He's put 4 race cars in his rear view mirror. He's got 3 race cars in front of him before he gets to race somebody for position.
Looking at the 80 of Teej in that Group Teej machine. Just in front of the Krizik 46. Single file down the front straightaway they go. Just ahead of the 80. Sits the 17 Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington.
Oh, LB Dumoulin into the left rear corner of Danny Chisholm. Routes him out of the way into turn 3. I don't know if Chisholm's going to like that a whole bunch.
No, he pointed that nose right up under the back end of the 47. Gave it up into 1. Did not push him through 1 and 2. 1:20 to go. 1:80 on the board.
The first time we were here, it might have been the second time here, Alex Tagliani led almost the whole race. He had a great drive going, but he was driving the hell out of that race car. Andrew Ranger ran second for most of that race. And in the end, Ranger was able to drive by on the inside because Tagliani had raced too hard, used up too much of his tires. As I watch Andrew Ranger about 8 car lengths out ahead of Kevin Lacroix, I wonder if he thinks about that and thinks about his own pace.
You know, I gotta wonder what they're telling Lacroix. You were the dominant car. You got the car to beat the whole first half. And now he's stuck back in second. Are they saying just ride, it's gonna come back to us. Let the 27 run, don't worry about it.
Kevin Lacroix loves to be out in front of these races. And he set a blistering pace in the first half, but right now it just looks like he does not have the car to keep up with Andrew Ranger.
No lap traffic to speak of yet. Larry Jackson still a full straightaway out front, so that won't be a problem for the time being. Looking at the battles out there, it's kind of out there between Nava and the Chisholm 8 cars. We watched that battle. Behind them, Kennington and Teach still going at it with Krizik and Hathaway.
And there's some great battles going on. The fun part is a lot of these cars aren't even on the same lap, but you still have to contend with them as Thomas Nava all over the back end of Danny Chisholm. Chisholm's number 8 car is going away.
After being so good in the second part of the first half, could it be that they've adjusted him for the long run as well? Running in third position still, Donald Teach is back on the lead lap. Don't forget, 2 cars behind that 8 of Danny Chisholm.
Yeah, Chisholm's just got to find his groove, but it's hard to do when getting pressured that hard from behind. Andrew Ranger closing in on Larry Jackson to put the 84, another lap down.
Teague and Kennington is the battle here. Kennington down a lap though. Teague is on the lead lap, so not for position on the score chart, but for track position.
Ranger gets around the 84. Kevin Lacroix going to do the same. Marc-Antoine Cameron, he's in no man's land out there, kind of running his own spot on the racetrack. Scored in the 5th position, first car a lap down.
Ranger, Lacroix, Chisholm, the top 3. Ranger has backed up a little bit towards the Lacroix 74, but not enough to worry about just yet. 105 laps to go as we put 195 on the board as the leaders cross the start-finish line. Still the battle is there between Kennington and Krizik. That is a battle for position between the 17 and the 46. Hathaway behind them, down laps with the tire issue earlier.
Kennington, he's made that outside work about as well as anybody here tonight, but he's still not able to contend for position out there. It's just too hard to be fast on the high side.
Ranger and Lacroix will start to close in on the back of the 0 of Glenn Stiers, who made those adjustments earlier. His 0 car turning a lot better for him since the early adjustments. Closing in on 200. Laps complete, one more to go. It'll be 100 laps, 2/3 complete here for the Ranger 27 as he noses under the 0 machine.
Stiers gets up out of the groove, does the sportsman-like thing in that 0 car. He'll do the same for the 74 of Kevin Lacroix.
Cameron gonna try and fit the 96 down low on the 0 as well. Stiers will give him room. The top few cars will roll away. The 96, remember, position 3 on the track, but position 5 on the scoring. Still has Danny Chisholm and Donald Teague between them.
Now, Marc-Antoine Cameron's going to try to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. He's closing in on these race leaders.
Cameron does have a knack for coming on strong at the end of these races, but he would have to come on and come all the way around still to get there.
He would still need a yellow, but if you race your way back onto the lead lap, he can make his own yellow.
A good point. Cameron has closed up to the back end of the Lacroix 74. He's within a car length now. And the car turning very well still, that 96. Look at both left sides down onto the apron.
And all 3 of these front runners have similar attributes. Their left rear wheels look like they're going to come out of the race car in the corner. So they have found something in the rear suspension, the rear geometry of these cars that have just made them, and we're not talking about half a second. We're talking about maybe a 1/10 of a second.
So Lacroix's team most likely telling him, don't worry about it, not for position, don't fight it, and abuse your stuff to hold the 96 back. Lacroix will let Cameron go.
And it could help Kevin Lacroix if Cameron closes in on Andrew Ranger to make a move. That's going to slow down the Ranger for at least a lap.
And possibly Lacroix could slide through there if the can gets open, but still has a lot of ground to make up. Almost a 3/4 of a straightaway to catch that lead car of Andrew Ranger. And I got to tell you, Adam, leading into the halfway break, how could you think it'd be anything other than Lacroix here tonight?
Well, because Andrew Ranger started back in 8th or 9th. He wasn't on the radar.
Certainly is now. Yellow is out. Adam, I don't see what it's for. Debris down in turn 4, possibly up there on the track.
I see something on the track in turn number 4.
It is debris down in turn 4 is what we've been confirmed.
Oh. Should I turn my officials radio on?
That might help.
Oh, that's old-fashioned debris. Almost looks like someone's heel boot. It's not, but that's legit. It's not a water bottle. So what a shame. It would have been fun if Cameron had passed the leader,
Yes.
and then we got another car on the lead lap, but that's okay.
Wouldn't that get him the free pass?
Well, he's got the free pass now, but if he passed the leader, he wouldn't need the free pass.
Fair enough.
Then we'd have another car. I'm just being greedy now, Clinton. Let's take another break here on Flow Racing and TSN Plus. When we come back, 88 laps remain, maybe a couple less by the time we return.
Welcome back to all our viewers watching on TSN Plus Flow Racing. We are live at Wetaskiwin, Alberta for the NASCAR Canada Series. Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey here. Well, it's been an adventurous race. If you're just joining us, Kevin Lacroix led for a good portion of this first half. After the halfway break, it's been his teammate, Andrew Ranger, so far. Let's take a quick look at the upcoming schedule, Adam. We're past halfway now by a couple of races. Next event be Sunday, August 11th, the Grand Prix de Trois-Rivières. Then we move on to Delaware Speedway, Saturday, August 17th. Circuit Icar, another road course on Saturday, August 24th. Canadian Tire Motorsport Park for Sunday, September 1st on Labor Day weekend. And then Autodrome Montmagny on September 22nd to complete the tour in Quebec.
And that's exciting, going to a place we've never been before.
We've heard good things about it. I don't know if you heard some of the discussion going on yesterday. Apparently the lighting, the walls, everything is really, really well done there. Excited to get back to Montmagny.
They've invested in the facility. I think it's super exciting to end the season in Quebec. It is the hot spot right now, Clinton. That is where the series is drawing its strength from. We still have some great racers from other parts of the country, but you can't deny that's where.
3 cars on pit road, though. Donald Teague will come down for an adjustment on the left rear of the car. Right rear adjustment going in for DJ Kennington. And Larry Jackson also down there with some left rear adjustments from Howie and the boys. Two cars still on pit road. Kennington will roll away. Jackson getting adjustments to the left rear, and the 84 machine will pull away.
Yeah, it looked like maybe an air pressure adjustment in the left rear.
Cameron will get the free pass and work his way around to the tail end of the longest line. As we talked about with Donald Teague, we are 82 laps to go here in the NAPA 300 at Edmonton International Raceway. Been a gorgeous day here today. Cool throughout the day, but not, I would say, t-shirt cool. Didn't need a sweater. Cool enough you could still wear a t-shirt, right?
Yeah, no, it was comfortable. Then the sun broke through partway through the afternoon. Just a beautiful day for racing. As we go to the same restart, Andrew Ranger chose the outside, had a choreographed.
Well, choreographed, just that Lacroix hung back and he took off early, right? Danny Chisholm back up to third again. I mean, so many cars a lap down. Teach just came in, made an adjustment, restarted in fourth. So if you're one of those top three, you got to be worried now.
Absolutely, and we look at Danny Chisholm, and he's going to make a move on Kevin Lacroix.
Wow. And Chisholm's got the spot. Can he roll it off the bottom? Can Lacroix push back around the top? This is going to be a wheel-to-wheel duel into one.
The car that looked unmatchable in the first half of this race just lost the second position to young Danny Chisholm in that Janet King number 8, and then Chisholm missed turn 3.
Yes, big mistake by Chisholm. Opens up the door for the uppercut from Lacroix to get back in there. Chisholm wastes no time, cutting across the nose of Teej. Sorry, pardon me, but I am not getting railroaded out here.
No, Danny Chisholm got assertive there, and he needed to. Now he's got to try to set up the 74 again.
I gotta wonder which one of the AHR spotters is dealing with that Chisholm car, because they're doing a great job directing him back in line, and he puts pressure back in on the Lacroix 74 once more.
Much like the first half of the race, that second half of the first half, so the second quarter of this race, Danny Chisholm was as fast as anybody on the racetrack, and it looks like that car is kind of coming to life around the same point.
Don't see any major gains from the Teej machine after his adjustments, but may take a lap or two for them to show their cards.
Don't look now, but Marc-Antoine Cameron is passing some race cars. He's to the inside of DJ Kennington. Not for position, but he's marching his way closer to the front.
Look at the running order. It's Ranger, Lacroix, Chisholm, Teej, Cameron, then Kennington, Krizik, Neveu, Jackson, Hathaway, then Dumoulin and Stiers rounding out the field. Still Andrew Ranger with 70 to go as they cross the stripe this time. Has come on strong in the second half.
Kevin Lacroix is closing the gap on Andrew Ranger out in front in that 74 machine, driving away from the 8 of Danny Chisholm. Kevin Lacroix is a 1/10 of a second faster than Andrew Ranger.
Still up front, Ranger and Lacroix. Chisholm a long way back now as he's faded, but Teej has not been able to make a move on that 8 car just yet.
As laps continue to tick away, 67 laps to go, so we get shorter and shorter here. We're almost into a Saturday night special.
Onto the front chute come the 2 leaders once again, Ranger and Lacroix. Gotta wonder if Lacroix can make a move. And Lacroix looks like he's back up on that wheel. Those two have been able to separate themselves away from Danny Chisholm. And is it go time? With Etienne Klitsch telling these guys, just don't wreck each other.
Yeah, I don't think there'd be a lot of pecking order with this team, but like you say, don't wreck each other. They are turning laps right now within a few hundredths of a second of each other.
And if we wondered if Lacroix might have been riding, it looks like that may have been the case, as he is back up, putting the pressure on the leader. Andrew Ranger, both cars under the same shop with different liveries, but they have been working well together. At Chaudière, same type of thing. It was a 1-2 finish. Lacroix was not disappointed. He said, I'm happy to see our team running so well, but after a night like tonight, you've got to feel he's going to not be happy with anything but a win here tonight.
No, you would imagine. Andrew Ranger's running a much different line than Kevin Lacroix. He's going a little bit closer to the inside on the straightaways. He's not coming all the way out to the wall off the corner. Kevin Lacroix is taking a much greater arc into the turn, faster to the center of the corner. Ranger a little better off.
A lot of drivers walking the track today to find the best line, or what they felt might be the quick way around here. If you look at the rubber marks, this whole surface gets used at some point, but most of these drivers have been stuck in the bottom 2 lanes.
The top three drivers are almost identical in lap times right now. So Danny Chisholm has found whatever it was he needed, but he's just behind by that 1.3 seconds. Is going to be tough to make up. Although that lap he was faster than both race leaders.
Lacroix looking all around the Paillet Chevrolet 27. Look to the outside off of 2. Look to the bottom through 1 and 2. We'll watch where Lacroix puts it this time. Lets it roll right out to the outside and gets right in the second lane.
And what he's trying to do is cut underneath the 27 of Ranger. So he's driving out that wide to carve across the middle of the turn. But Ranger knows that, so he's really shallowing up his exit off the corner.
Yeah, making him use up the nose of the NAPA 74. That Dodge car has been picture perfect so far, but he's going to have to start getting the plow out.
But what it's going to do as Ranger continues to play defense, it's going to allow Danny Chisholm to close that gap.
Chisholm looks like he's doing that, has been able to gap the Cameron 96 machine a little bit, but we focus on the leaders. Ranger and Lacroix trying to hold one another off as we close in on 50 to go.
And even with that defensive line Ranger's run the last few laps, he's been able to pick up the pace. So 2 cars out of the same shop running different lines around the same racetrack, running identical speeds.
Danny Chisholm holds on to position number 3. Huge win for them no matter how it concludes from here. Cameron got into trouble early, battled back to 4th, Teej in 5th. All 5 of those cars have been strong, but nobody's been as strong as the front 2.
49 laps to go. Last time by it was 250 down, 50 laps remaining, and what a battle at the front of this one.
Lacroix still pointing that nose a little bit to the left, trying to find any way around this Paillet Chevrolet machine. Working onto the backstretch they go. We look at the gap back to Danny Chisholm and Marc-Antoine Cameron. That's your battle for 3rd and 4th on the speedway.
There is about a foot between the front bumper of Kevin Lacroix, the rear bumper of Andrew Ranger. Same can be said for Cameron and the 8 of Danny Chisholm. Cameron to the inside of that number 8. Chisholm gives him some room, but did he do it so he could drive back into the corner and give him a shove? Nope, well, doesn't look it.
Cameron opened up that bottom with the nose. We'll see if Chisholm will pay him back here. He's just got to hang tight here for 40 to try and be at the end to pounce. And a pass to the lead as Lacroix will roll underneath Kevin Lacroix. Or Kevin Lacroix rolls under Ranger.
Andrew Ranger back to 2nd. Kevin Lacroix back to the lead in that 74 as they race down into 1 and 2. They did it efficiently. They didn't waste a lot of time battling. Kevin Lacroix just with a beautiful move to take over the lead.
Lacroix back out point like he was for the first 153 circuits here today, qualifying on the pole. Behind him, teammate Andrew Ranger. And then back to Cameron in the 96. And Cameron's going for 3 straight here out of him. This could be the life he needs. 1 yellow could put the 96 in a position for 3 straight.
Certainly could as Kevin Lacroix opens up a car length and a half over the 27 of Andrew Ranger. Be 40 laps to go next time.
Leaders working their way back to turn 3 and 4 once again. They'll see the 0 Steyrs put a fairway up in front. Not going to be a problem. The battle for 3rd has settled down. Cameron clearly has it with Chisholm. Cycled back into 4th spot. And Donald Teej is nowhere to be found in that battle just yet. He's stuck up behind LP Dumoulin and the Castrol machine of DJ Kennington.
Marc-Antoine Cameron is the fastest car on the track the last number of laps by 1/10 of a second. He is 1.4 seconds behind the leaders. That means within 14 laps, he should be closed in on the lead duo. It's not going to take him that long.
And this is exactly what we saw last week at Saskatoon. We had the car leading, and then Cameron just rolled up and stole it away from Lacroix. Lacroix, though, has distanced himself on Ranger now that he's got out front. Put about 5 lengths between himself and now Cameron hunting back to the 27.
Ranger gets around the slower traffic. Glenn Stiers, now Marc-Antoine Cameron going to drive to the inside of that zero machine. The top three, in fact, the top four all in the same half straightaway. Unbelievable how well these cars are running.
Yeah, especially after a long distance race like this with such green flag runs, you would think it would be stretched out quite a bit, but not the case here tonight.
Back into some open racetrack for our leaders. A few slower cars ahead of them.
As we would say, 35 and a bit to go. Now less than that as leaders get across the stripe. 33 to go. A Saturday night shootout between three of the top guns here in the NASCAR Canada Series.
They're the top three in the point standings for a reason. Marc-Antoine Cameron comes in the points leader. What a night it's been. Went a lap down in the first half of that race.
Yeah, these top three were 11 points apart, so it's going to get even tighter as we work off back towards Ontario for the next event. Actually, Quebec is the next event.
Yeah, the rest of the season we're back in Ontario and Quebec for all of the races. It's just ahead of the race leader, Jason Hathaway in the 3. Knocking on the back door of the 24, Thomas NAPA.
Been a great series with the tour schedule so far. 6 provinces touched this season. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Alberta, Saskatoon, Ontario, Quebec part of the tour this year. And we've got to see some great facilities around the country so far. We are under 30 laps to go. And the Paye Chevrolet team mates, well, they're not teammates, but the similarity looking cars are going to start going at it here as JC Paye's got to be pleased. Both his logos on these machines.
Sponsor mates.
That's a good way to put it.
Second, third, and fourth all in a row just behind the 84 of Larry Jackson.
Lacroix pinned up behind Hathaway and Thomas NAPA as second and third, wheel to wheel underneath Larry Jackson's 84.
A battle also for the 6th position. That is the free pass spot. DJ Kennington has the spot. Jamie Krizik is looking for it in that red number 46. Got nose to the inside of the 17.
Been a great day for Jamie Krizik in his own car too. You know, had to get some updates out there, but it's always good when you see somebody who comes back to the series part-time, running well. This is going to make them want to do it more.
It's a lot of fun. We go out east and some of the Eastern Canadians race with us. We come out west, some of the Western, and then opportunity knocks, and you get someone like Danny Chisholm from the east come out west and drive a car. And that's what grows the series, Clint. Oh, battle for the 2nd spot. Cameron gets to the inside of Ranger. Contact between Danny Chisholm and Andrew Ranger.
Wow.
What a save.
They both get out of it. Ranger's got a flat tire. Something's wrong with that 27.
Well, he just fishtailed from the infield.
Yeah.
Back on. There is not a driver in this series with the amount of car control that Andrew Ranger has.
Boy, what was such a good night for the Paye 27 is now a dumpster fire as he's got to head back to the pits. Flat left rear, all kinds of body damage on the nose.
If you're Jamie Krizik, you're wishing you to push it a little bit harder. Cameron gets in there, kind of surprised Ranger, and Danny Chisholm drove in. I understand what he wanted to do. If we can get the truck to show that again, watch the angle that the 8 takes into the corner.
You see all the damage there on the 27 of Ranger, nose buckled up, flat left rear. We get another look at it.
Watch the angle of the 8 car, the 3rd car in line down into the corner. So Ranger's trying to close the door, and Danny Chisholm really didn't have a shot to get that car turned.
Not the best execution there on the move, but what had been a good day for Danny Chisholm. Rebounded though, he didn't go back, he blended in. So we'll see, he slits himself in 4th position on the running order still right now, but that's going to change because the 27 of Rangers on pit road.
He's probably going to restart in the 3rd spot.
And where's Ranger going to be? Right there with him,
5th.
right? Yeah, so
Now
right on the back bumper.
But they've got to keep him on the lead lap, so this crew's got to go to work.
So he'll go down a lap here, right, if they make it by and don't get this one done. And looks like that's going to be the case. Can he race him off? No, they held him, so he will go down a lap now.
Yeah, Gloria Eng, the official with the stop and go sign.
So that would put him first car down, right? You'd think that would put him first car down a lap?
No, Jamie Krizik is the first car down a lap.
So bigger problems for the Ranger 27 car. He will fade back, and now we see Kennington maybe getting the free pass. He just passed the field.
Yeah, Kennington got the... I'm a little curious why it took them so long to change a left rear tire. You know, that's where you've got to be on the ball, realize it's not a controlled caution. It's not everybody come into the pit, so... Now, lots can still happen between now and the end of this race.
Pace car's off. We're ready to go back to it here.
Through the Pinty's restart zone, no more of this outside lane restart for the race leader. Lacroix fires hard off the bottom. Leaves Danny Chisholm and Marc-Antoine Cameron to battle for second.
Chisholm fought it down in there. Here comes Tige. Now Cameron backs out. He's going to take a shot. He'll knock the bumper on the 8, coming out of 4.
Yeah.
16 to go.
Cameron really checked up on the high side there. He wanted nothing to do with being on the top of the racetrack, as we've got 14 laps to go.
Can Cameron get back up and take a poke here at the 8 of Chisholm? Still enough time to make that work. Lacroix rolls that 74 Dodge onto the back straightaway and starts to pull away once more.
Lacroix out in front, leaving Danny Chisholm to battle with Marc-Antoine Cameron for second. That is exactly what Lacroix wants to see.
Danny Chisholm in the 8 car trying to hold back the Cameron 96. Cameron would like 3 straight, but he's not going to be able to make that happen unless he can pass both the 8 and the ever so tough 74 here tonight. Lacroix's been the car to beat all night. Gave us some fits in the middle portion of that, but came back strong here at the end.
10 laps to go for the race leader, Kevin Lacroix. This time out of turn number 4, the battle on the track is for the second spot.
Cameron nosing in and on the inside. Can't quite find the line down there. And Chisholm slow off the turn. Holding him up, trying to get it down there. Cameron's got the nose on the inside. Chisholm tries to pinch. Can't do it. Now he gets back on the gas. He's going to feed him into 1.
Oh, Cameron gets loose into the corner. Chisholm going to drive to the inside. He drove him clean.
Did definitely lifted there. That was right in front of our nose here. We got a good look at that one. Now Tige, is he going to drive Chisholm clean?
Laps are winding down. Second, third, and fourth. Nose to tail down the back straightaway.
Cameron, Danny Chisholm, and Tige. Second, third, fourth. All Lacroix out in front. These are the battles we're watching with 6.5 to go.
Donald Tige lightened up that 8 car in the middle of 1 and 2 last time. Chisholm a little bit quicker through 3 and 4 than the 80 at Tige, but Tige really good in 1 and 2.
Rolling down on the apron goes the 80 car. 5 to go for the leader as Mike Charret throws the high 5 at the NAPA Dodge of Kevin Lacroix, who's trying to complete the NAPA 300 in front of 500 NAPA people here tonight. What a big win it would be for that team.
Down the front straightaway, Cameron is drawn away from the 8 of Danny Chisholm. Donald Tige all over the back bumper of that Janet King number 8.
Looks like most of the top 5 has sorted itself out. 3 laps to go for the quick struck NAPA machine. Cameron rolling the inside, sliding around turn 2, but nothing for Chisholm or Tige to bite into.
Danny Chisholm's holding a pretty wheel in that 8 machine, doing a good job keeping the veteran behind him. Out of turn number 4, the white flag is in the air for Kevin Lacroix.
It has been all Lacroix through the first 299. Looks struggling through the middle, but at the end, it's all his.
The NAPA 300 here at Edmonton International Raceway gonna go to Kevin Lacroix, driver of the 74. Marc-Antoine Cameron second. Danny Chisholm rounds out the podium with Donald Tige fourth. and DJ Kennington in 5th.
What a great day. Comers and goers, as we say. Lacroix was strong, faded a bit, came back to be the end here. He's down with Todd Lewis. We might be able to pick up some of that action.
And I'm going to head down to Victory Lane, Clinton, so we'll see if
we
we can
thought
pick
we
that
had
up
it, and
with
it
Todd.
just kind of got away from us. The car was like really tight, but came back to us, and just really happy. And the guys did an awesome job this weekend.
Kevin finally gets his win here at Edmonton.
Well, Kevin Lacroix down here into Victory Lane. We'll get a word with him in just a moment. And they will hold him and get ready for his victory lap. As we mentioned, a whole bunch of NAPA people here tonight. He will be pleased with the performance of their team this evening. Before we get too far down the line, I just want to thank everybody for watching us here on Flow and TSN Plus. For Adam Ross, my name's Clinton Jeffrey. Hopefully you enjoyed the race here from Edmonton International Raceway. And we are here in Wetaskiwin, Alberta, about 30 minutes south of Edmonton. And Kevin Lacroix going to burn it down in front of the NAPA faithful as they crowd the fence. And we'll appreciate his performance this evening. It has been a great race where we've seen a lot of different things go on throughout. We saw drivers who we thought would be strong at the end struggle and get into some action. At the end, it was Lacroix back on top. They will work on getting Victory Lane assembled, and we'll do our best to take you down there with Todd Lewis and the TSN crew as they will greet Kevin Lacroix. He's seen a couple of these races slip away from him, but not tonight. They get it done, they will shut it down and bring in the celebratory accoutrements as we get ready to go here with Evirum Victory Lane. Back them up a bit. Confetti cannon ready to go. They'll have a cold drink there ready for the driver of the NAPA Dodge. See him getting the gear off down there. It'll take a moment to get the bucket off. We watched him get ready to go. Now we get to watch him get out of his car. Kevin, quite the
Speed
character.
earlier tonight during qualifying, scoring the pole position for the NAPA 300, and Kevin Lacroix now climbs out of that 74 car victorious and waves the checkered flag in celebration. Kevin, we talked earlier, you said 4 poles, no victories. You got the win tonight in dominating fashion.
Well, all it took, I think, it was for NAPA to present the race, the NAPA 300. So, yeah, four pole here, and we get out today for first time, first win, so very happy about it.
Congratulations, Kevin Lacroix, your winner here in Edmonton.
Thanks, Todd. And we will get ready to wrap things up down here from the stream side of things. That'll do it for Adam Ross. I'm Clinton Jeffrey saying thank you for watching. I want to thank all our crew here in the truck and everything that went on, all our TSN and everybody working on the NASCAR series here. Thanks so much. Want to thank everybody in the staff here at Edmonton International Raceway for hosting us today. It's been a great day. We'll take you home. Travel safe wherever you're going. We'll be seeing you from the next event coming up shortly.